A lot of minorities, a lot of us don't have great credit. So they created this loan to be able to help people beyond people, if that makes sense.
Casey Townsend here. I'm with Tyishia Boyd-Hollins. She's a NACA referral agent, and today she's going to give you information about the NACA program. So Tyishia, can you give an overview of the NACA program and how it stands out to our first-time home buyers?
Okay, so NACA is a program that we offer no PMI, no closing costs, no down payment, no income limit, and there's not per se a credit inquiry. They will run your credit, but they don't use it in the numbers, if it makes sense. They're not looking at your credit. It's a credibility program, so they look at if your rent's been on time, your credit cards have been on time. So it's more a character loan than it is a traditional loan, if that makes sense.
Okay. So can you explain the difference maybe between a character loan and a traditional loan?
So the traditional loan, they go by your credit score. Like if you got all this stuff on your credit report and all. NACA was designed to help minorities. So this loan was set up characteristic-wise to see if you are able. So say for instance, if you're paying your rent on time, they look at that. You can have one payment, one late payment in a year, maybe two, depends on what your situation is. So it's really geared per person and your situation. So that's what makes it real different. Where if you go to a traditional loan, the law is the law, the rule is the rule, and if you don't qualify, you just don't qualify. Well, NACA's not set up like that. NACA's set up to make you be successful if you want the program.
Okay. So, well, let me ask you this then. What are the key eligibility criteria for the NACA program, and what unique benefits does it offer compared to traditional mortgages?
So again, I want to stress that there's no PMI. PMI was set up to protect the banks, more or less than you. So why would we continue to protect the bank if they're giving us the money? Like, we need to be protected. So NACA has a no PMI. PMI usually raises your mortgage $200 to $300 or maybe more. It depends on and how PMI kicks in is if you don't put down at least 20%, the PMI goes attached to your loan, and it's to protect the mortgage, saying that we give you this loan. Well, NACA doesn't do that because NACA has a special relationship with Bank of America, and we have a sector of Bank of America that's different than the traditional loans. So, and like I said, no closing costs, no down payment. You have to pay for your inspection out of your own pocket. You have to have a year of insurance saved. You also have to pay your prorated taxes. I just had a girl to close in Boca Raton on yesterday. Her house was $218. She brought $3,600 to the table for closing.
Okay. And can you explain for the folks who may not know, what is PMI?
PMI is mortgage protection insurance.
Okay.
And it protects the banks.
Okay. And so for many first-time home buyers, I've ran into this as well. Normally they're concerned about the complexity of the process of purchasing a home. How does NACA simplify the journey for ownership, for home ownership?
Well, when I say simplify, so NACA has a group of people, a team. So I'm a referral agent. You will have a counselor. So after you take your workshop, you do what you're supposed to do. I like to, as a referral agent, as soon as the class get due, they send me their NACA number so I can send them to the counselor I want them to have. And I do that because I have a relationship with certain counselors, and I know they'll get the job done. I'm not saying that you would ever go to NACA and never have any problems, but I built my team. So by me building my team, I don't have that issue. So you go through your counselor. Once your counselor gets done with you, you come back to me. And then we have the regs department, which helps you with like the mortgage part of it. You have the hands department, which helps you with your inspections. So everything is in-house. Now, Kentucky is a little different because we don't have an office here. So we still have touches with those people, but you can't actually walk into the physical office. You can still deal with a realtor here and still get the same benefits, but it's kind of different because, and like, for instance, I'm a licensed in Georgia as well. So everything happens inside the office.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more seamless that way because everybody, you can put your hands on it. Here, it could be a little bit more complex because it's all phone. You have to get people on the phone. That's why I built the relationships I have, so I don't have to go through that.
Okay. Okay. And then the biggest question that I have for you is, can you share a success story of a first-time home buyer who benefited from the NACA program?
Okay. I keep hearing him say first-time home buyers. Let me tell you about NACA. NACA is not a first-time. Hey, my name is Tyishia Boyd-Hollins. I'm a realtor with Guide Realty and also a NACA referral agent. Today we are highlighting NACA, one of the best mortgages in the world. We deal with loan sharks. We cut the loan sharks out of the deal so we can give the buyer the best deal in the world. Come see us. Home buyer product. Anybody's eligible for this product. They don't care if your credit score is 850. They don't care if it's 540. That's what they ask minimum, 540. So it's not even geared to a first-time home buyer. So with NACA, you can own a home and still get the product, but that home has to be sold by the time you close. So this is not a first-time home buyer product at all. It can touch all people from all different walks of life. They have something called priority member and a non-priority member. A non-priority member, your interest rate is a little bit higher. Priority member, your interest rate is like 1% lower. NACA's product is always lower than the average market. I think right now, I haven't looked at today, but my client just closed with a 5.25 in a new construction.
Okay. Okay. So no down payment assistance. I mean, well, down payment assistance. Like there's a portion that's included for that. No PMI. And money towards your closing costs?
No closing costs, yes.
Wow. Okay. If there was one thing that you would like to tell any kind of home buyer that's looking, what would it be to participate in this program? If there was a pitch that you could say, what would it be?
NACA is the best home mortgage in the world.
Okay.
That's our logo. And we say that because we protect the people. So NACA is very, very, very strict on protecting the buyer. I had a deal that just went through. My client got approved for $400,000 in the West, and he bought a house he was buying a house in Louisville. We went through all the process, was gritty, closed. Our inspection came back, and then NACA looked at the report. They wanted a structural inspection. My client was willing to pay for it. The seller wouldn't let us do it, and NACA said we have to walk. So they said that because they wouldn't, like, if there's nothing structural going on, why can't we do the inspection? So they really are geared to protect the buyer at all costs. And that's even with me as an agent. Like, I can't charge my buyer anything extra. Whatever the deal is at the beginning, far as asking for my commission, that's what it is. We can't do office fee and all the processing fees. You can't charge the buyer none of that. And also, with the NACA loan, you can also do multifamily, and that's big for me. You just have to live in one of the units, and then they use and they just changed it. So now they was using they just changed a percentage of your income, which is greater. So they take the mortgage from the other. Say if you have a fourplex, which is the biggest you can get with them, they take the mortgage, the rent from the other 3 units, put it towards your income to get you qualified.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, I look forward to your journey transitioning to Georgia, and hopefully whenever I visit, we're able to do more interviews to talk about some of your successes with the NACA program.
And then they can follow me. They can follow NACA on Facebook. They're big on Facebook. So let me tell you a little bit about NACA's marketing. So NACA does not do marketing. They make the buyers do the marketing. So after they close, like my client yesterday, I had to do a whole video, interview her, and she has to up it to a portal, and then they'll go through it and they'll market it. They'll send it out to their social media. They don't do marketing because they want to make sure they pour all the money into the buyer. So we are responsible for getting the word out. So that's why a lot of people don't hear about NACA. They don't see NACA unless I'm tagging, touching, and whatever, because they don't pay for marketing because they want the buyer to get the benefit of the program.
That makes sense. Cause I mean, you're introducing it to folks that might need that extra boost. You're giving opportunities to vulnerable communities. So it sounds like it's a great program. I remember when I became a realtor when I first started out. I would hear about NACA, but this provides more clarity, even more clarity to the benefits of the program.
It's an awesome program. I just tell people, I mean, it's work. They're giving you money. It's work. Like my client with the 400,000, he'd had to bring over 95,000 to the table. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be some work in it, but it's worth it.
Right. I mean, I remember when I bought my first home, which was an FHA loan, I didn't even hear about any programs like this. Like I had to really bring some cash. I mean, of course, the overall sale price and the list price was different in 2015 versus now. But man, that's a lot of equity that they're providing towards your home too.
And you can use other products along with NACA, and a lot of people don't know that. So if you have a grant out there like the KC, any of the homeowner grants, you can use them along with the NACA program. So if you wanted to use that to buy down your rate, they're letting you buy that down rate. They don't charge you to buy down your rate. It comes, whatever you pay, that's what you pay. There's not, you know how most insurance banks, you got to pay all this money, these fees, but they don't do that. So I try to get my clients the bang for their buck. So if we can get a grant, we're going to get it, and we're going to buy down your rate. So it's possible you can go in at 2.25. A lot of buyers are not buying now because they're scared of the interest rate. But I always tell any buyer, the house is going to always go up. The interest rate is going to always be what it is. So if you wait 3 years now waiting for the interest rate to drop, that same house is going to be worth probably $50,000 more, and you're still going to pay it, whether you pay it now or later. You know what I'm saying? Or can pay more later on because now the houses have went up. Like my house I live in, I bought my house for $52,000 back in 2000. My house is worth $170,000.
Right.
So that's going to always change. So I say get your rate, lock it in, and let's do it.